What's going on, everyone? So I've talked about on now two occasions, this will be the third occasion, that the Los Angeles Lakers have interest in Bradley Beal off of a buyout. Now, Bradley Beal, based on reports, had interest on going to the Lakers and wanted and preferred to be traded to the Lakers. The Lakers didn't really have interest in trading for him, which glad, right? Like, we're glad that the Lakers didn't have interest in that. But via buyout, the Lakers would be more than happy to bring him on, sign him on. I mean, he'd be one of the best values in all of basketball, if not the best value in all of basketball. I understand people have a bad taste in their mouth because of what he did with the Phoenix Suns, but again, that's a product of circumstance. That's all that is. We're not that far removed from when the guy was averaging like 31 a season and was like a 31, 5, and 6 guy. Right? Like, the guy is and can still hoop. The biggest problem with Bradley Beal is just the injury history, right? He's a guy that just hasn't been able to stay healthy on the basketball court. But if he's not your main guy and you're paying him on a vet minimum or even like the biannual exception, it's fine. If he's giving you 50 games a year, you can live with that because he's not going to be one of your main 5 guys, right? He's a guy that is kind of the icing on the cake or the cherry on top, right? He's the guy that could potentially put you over to where now you can go win a championship because he's a guy that can go and win you a game by himself and go give you 30 on any given night, and a guy that still could probably go average 15 to 18 a night off the bench. Couple things about that, right? One, reason I'm even talking about this again, I should have probably mentioned this earlier, is supposedly, based on reports, that Phoenix and Bradley Beal are expected to kind of come to their decision, come to the conclusion within the next 24 to 48 hours, but it's kind of leaning more towards the next 24 hours. But the original report was 24 to 48 hours. So within the next basically 2 days. So by Tuesday, let's call it Wednesday the latest, we should have a decision on Bradley Beal getting bought out or not. That doesn't mean that he's going to be a Laker by then. Now, maybe he does it immediately. Maybe we get the announcement he's being bought out, expected to sign with the Lakers upon, clearing waivers, right? Maybe there's something like that happens. But don't be shocked if he kind of waits and be patient. Because, look, if we're being honest, there are several teams that make sense for him. Like Milwaukee, he could probably go to start and would be a huge role, right? Like, he basically could swap in and replace Damian Lillard. And Bradley Beal's better than Damian Lillard at this stage of their careers. Right? And, Damian Lillard's going to miss the whole year, but you got rid of Damian Lillard to bring in Miles Turner. Imagine you got Miles Turner and then, a Bradley Beal to kind of swap in and play alongside of Giannis Antetokounmpo. Problem is like, would that fit? Also, what is he looking for? What does he want? And what is he looking to do? So he's been linked to the Lakers and has wanted to go to the Lakers for years. I mean, like back before the Lakers traded for Russell Westbrook, right? Like, this has been a conversation, right? Like, there was talks before the Westbrook thing happened about Lakers maybe trading for Bradley Beal. And look, I had no problems with the Lakers trading for Bradley Beal when we had Anthony Davis, right? Because Bradley Beal made more sense as that bucket getter. Lakers needed somebody like Bradley Beal a couple seasons ago. You don't need him as much now that you have Luka Doncic and Austin Reaves. I would still love to have him, but unless the Lakers are going to trade Austin Reaves, he's not going to start. It doesn't make sense for him to come in and start, right? And especially if Austin Reaves is the guy you're looking to be long-term alongside Luka, you definitely want him to start because you want those two to build as much chemistry and time together as possible. So, is Bradley Beal like, I only want to go to a place where I can start? If that's the case, there's several teams that probably make some sense for him, right? He wants to go to a contender. Well, the Lakers would, with Bradley Beal, and I imagine they're still going to make other trades and still make other moves. The Lakers are going to be one of the better teams in the Western Conference, even as is. They'll probably win 55 games, probably be a 3 seed again. But I think with Bradley Beal, that could be a huge difference maker too, again. And he's a guy that, if LeBron misses time, you have a guy that can come in and kind of offset some of that scoring loss, make the occasional play and stuff like that. He's not a great playmaker, but he's a guy that can make plays, rebound the basketball. He can defend. He's not like a great defensive player, but he has had seasons where he has been, and he still is a good defensive player, still a guy that can defend and defend multiple positions. So, I look at Bradley Beal, and if the Lakers can find a way to land Bradley Beal via buyout, you do that all day, including Sunday. Even if it is a little weird fit, you figure it out. I mean, you're getting the guy for, a vet minimum, like I said, at most the biannual, at most you're paying him $5 million. Even the guy is still worth, however you feel about the guy's still worth 20 to 25, maybe 30 million just based on the going rate for some of these guys. He's still we're only like a year removed from him being a 23, 5-5 guy. And even last year, right, as bad as he still was like a 17, 4-5 guy. Right? So he's a guy that I do think in a role can come in off the bench, kind of be that sixth man for the Lakers, be that bucket getter for the Lakers. It also would give the Lakers that insurance for Austin Reaves, right? Because one, there is the risk Austin Reaves just leaves next year, and it's like how do you replace him? Well, it's like Bradley Beal can just step in and you get a lot of the same production of Austin Reaves, right? Also, especially if he can get back to being that Bradley Beal he was in Washington, which by the way, his best run was with Russell Westbrook, right? What does he look like alongside Luka Doncic? I'm just saying, right? There is a version of this where he's a lot better. So we'll see how this kind of works out with Bradley Beal. One, he has to still get bought out, and if he gets bought out, he has to be willing to come in and accept and play whatever role is asked of him. The thing is, too, is that he would have to come in and he's doing it with Phoenix anyway, right? Like, so it's like, hey, you're going from one bench position to another bench position, but you're just in a better spot. And Lakers, again, kind of get the Austin Reaves reassurance and kind of like, okay, if we keep Austin Reaves, great. It also might make it more digestible to trade Austin Reaves because you have Bradley Beal who can kind of step in and play that role, right? So maybe now if you do land Bradley Beal, maybe the Lakers do kind of I wouldn't be shocked if the Lakers ended up going and signing Bradley Beal, and then shortly after you start to hear rumors about the Lakers, fielding offers for Austin Reaves. Because you don't want to lose Austin Reaves and trade for Austin Reaves and then not have a guy that makes sense alongside Luka, right? But if you go get a guy in Bradley Beal and you sign him to a 2-year deal, well then one, that lines up with the 2027 thing. Two, it kind of keeps the flexibility, but it also gives you that guy that can slot alongside Luka Doncic. And you have Bradley Beal, Luka Doncic, and LeBron James. And Bradley Beal can play off ball. He can play on ball. He can do basically whatever. He can do, you play the Austin Reaves role if you want. But he's also been better off ball than Austin Reaves, right? Better shooting the 3 ball than Austin Reaves, particularly off ball. So I do think that there is a version of this where it looks really good. He just turned 32, right? So he's not old. He's not 35, 36. So you sign him 2 years, he's 34 years old, and then, you let him go and you bring in that next star. Perfect. If he is good enough, maybe again, you transition him into that backup role, and into his later years, and boom, you're in business, right? But they said, even as bad as, he was perceived to be last year, he still averaged 17 points, 3.3 rebounds, and 4 assists, right? So he played in 53 games, started 38 of them, 32.1 minutes per game, got 13.1 field goal attempts per game, shot 50% from the floor, almost 39% from three-point range on 5 attempts. The previous year with Phoenix, he shot 43% on 4.4 attempts. Shot 56.5% from two-point range on 8.1 attempts. Free throw percentage, 80.3%, 2.6 free throw attempts per game. Like I mentioned, grabbed 3.3 rebounds, 4 assists, a steal, half a block, and 17 points per game. Even the first year, which was, again, another kind of disaster, he was still 18 points, 5 assists, 5 rebounds, a steal, half a block. The guy is 1 steal and half a block for his career. Right? He's a guy that's a 4-rebounder guy for his career. He's a guy, 6'4", slots in at the 2, can make some plays. He's a career 22, 4-4 guy. Right? Imagine if he was, 15, 3-3 off the bench. The Lakers bench was so bad last year. I mean, Bradley Beal by himself would probably solve all of the Lakers bench issues as far as the scoring department goes. Right? Because doesn't get much worse than the Lakers bench last year. Right? And again, we're not that far removed. So in 2022-2023, he was 23 points, 23.2 points. The year before that, 23.2 points. The 2 years before that, he was 31.3 and 30.5. Again, that was with Russell Westbrook and stuff. His best seasons were with that. Imagine what he looks like alongside of Luka Doncic. The reason it didn't work in Phoenix is because it didn't make sense for him. Right? Again, Bradley Beal, Kevin Durant, and Devin Booker are all essentially the same players at different scales. Right? Now it makes even less sense because you got Jalen Green. At least Kevin Durant was 7 feet, so you could slot him at the 3 or the 4. Or you're going to play Jalen Green at the 2 or the 3. You're going to have 3-6-4 guys out there, 3-6-5, 1-6-5 guy and Devin Booker. It just doesn't make any sense. I believe he's going to get bought out. Just the question is, will he be willing to go to the Lakers, and under the pretense of what role? Right? Because if the Lakers are like, yeah, we're gonna start you. Like, does that mean you're trading Austin Reaves? Are you bringing Austin Reaves off the bench? You also got to keep in mind, if you're going to bring Austin Reaves off the bench, that might not make him happy. And what if he leaves next year? Yeah, you'd have the Bradley Beal insurance, but I don't want to just lose him for nothing. So again, don't be shocked if you see him end up going to the Lakers, and all of a sudden you start hearing rumors and reports that hey, the Lakers are shopping or entertaining Austin Reaves trade conversation. I'm just saying. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. Pass a question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out. So enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.